Upper East region is one of the regions in Ghana well blessed with good environment, illustrious citizens, and coupled with interesting culture. The people of Upper East region are predominantly farmers. The region is well blessed with wonderful natural resources such as gold, salt, quarry, and timber. Upper East region has the most interesting tourist centers in Ghana, such as Paga Crocodile Pond, Bongo Rocks, Tinswick Shrine, and more. Upper East region has a total population of 1,301,221, representing 4.2% of Ghana's population. Now, let's watch and listen to the horrors of witchcraft accusation. This is Bolgatanga, the regional capital of the Upper East region. We are here to sensitize the general public with regards to issues of lynching. Lynching of our old men and women is something that is becoming a trending issue as far as the Upper East region is concerned. This is not giving the region any good name. This is not giving the country any good name. This action must be stopped because we need our old men and women around us. It's not proper that we kill our old men and women when we need to take good care of them the most. It's not good that we kill our old men and women when they need our care the most. This is something that needs to be condemned, and this is the reason why we are here, to create this awareness to the general public. Starting my journey, I realized in the northern parts of Ghana, witchcraft accusation has become increasingly common, including in the Upper East region. This disturbing trend, which is taking on characteristics of a tradition, has been ongoing for over 150 years. However, in the past, there was no history of lynching as we are now witnessing in our communities. Between November 2010 and September 2023, a total of 9 elderly individuals have lost their lives due to witchcraft accusation in Ghana. Out of these 9 victims, 1 man and a woman in the Upper East region tragically died after forcefully consuming a concoction given to them by a fetish priest. Another victim was fatally shot by 2 brothers, while the remaining 6 were brutally lynched. In order to address the prevailing negative narrative surrounding minority groups in our communities, regions, and country as a whole, it is crucial to gather input from key stakeholders. This includes chiefs, religious leaders, youth leadership, legal practitioners, soothsayers, fetish priests, nanajendu, as well as the families of both lynched victims and accused individuals. Seeking the perspective and opinions of these influential individuals and groups will be instrumental in bringing about meaningful change in this journey. Now, the question begging for answers is, how did we reach this point? Is lynching considered part of our tradition and culture as Ghanaians, and particularly among the people of the North?
Basically, we must admit that societal norms are getting diluted. They are no more as strong as we knew them to be. Family ties are getting weaker, and families are becoming smaller. So the traditional commitment to large families is getting weaker and weaker. Added to that, we also have modern interferences that are alien but have come to be part of our society. Governance system, the political atmosphere is one. The perception of well-being has also changed. Poverty has existed with us since time immemorial, but now the perception of what is poor and how come that you are poor is beginning to change. But having said that, there's a proverb in the local language that says that you look at the dog owner before you give a dog food to eat. So it means the action to a lesser priority area is consequent upon the stature or the status of a certain power base.
Paramount chiefs hold significant authority as leaders of each traditional area, actively contributing to preservation of peace and unity within their respective areas. However, it is perplexing to question the connection between allegations of witchcraft and the brutal lynching of older individuals. As such, incidents seem inconceivable in the modern era. To find the answer, our team visited the Nangode Paramountcy, where the Paramount Chief provided us with the truth, and nothing but the truth.
In my very jurisdiction, in Nabdam here, lynching has taken place before.
Okay.
And this is because a certain chief was about to travel abroad. And they brought this. And I'm sure maybe his mind was in his journey. And again, because people have said chiefs who do this, they are primitive, they are they castigate us and they say all manner of bad things to us. And when we even get involved, they want to disgrace us or make it difficult. So he said, I have nothing to do with witchcraft. Go away.
Okay.
And they immediately went out into the market. The mob took over and finished.
Civil society organizations are playing a crucial role in raising awareness about the heinous acts of lynching elderly individuals in the name of witchcraft. Bismarck Ayorogo, the executive director of the Northern Patriots in Research and Advocacy, has expressed concern over the increasing trend of witchcraft accusations.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to share my views on this very important subject matter of witchcraft and the happenings in our various communities. Most of them lead to harms, injuries inflicted on victims, resulting in their deaths. Even in my own community here, that appears to be part of the township, Zara community here, I've witnessed a number of people being accused of witchcraft, and the treatment method out to these suspected witches is something that totally violates the human rights of these people. And as an organization that also has human rights advocacy as one of our thematic areas, we frown on that.
Despite my best effort, I was unable to obtain accurate data regarding those accused of witchcraft in the Upper East region. The Paramountcies I visited lack proper record keeping, making it difficult to determine the number of people accused, molested, and lynched. However, it is worth noting that most of the chiefs I spoke to mentioned their involvement in settling witchcraft accusations.
We advise the alleged witches to reform and then live with us. Okay. Just have handled more than 10 cases here.
Wow.
Oh yeah, more, numerous cases. Yeah. And then they come back and we live together.
Wow.
Yes, the same house. They don't throw them away.
Okay. During my interaction with some residents, I discovered that there is a belief among some individuals that when an elderly woman is aging and experiences the unfortunate loss of one or two young family members, she is blamed for their death, as it is believed that she sacrifices their lives in exchange for her own. Taking note of this perception, the China Paramount Chief, who also holds the position of the President of the Upper East Regional House of Chiefs, has advised the residents of the region to value old age as a precious gift from God.
It's wrong perception that if you are old, you are a witch. I mean, God has blessed some people with longevity. So if you live longer, it doesn't mean that you are a witch. If people are dying and they are not living longer, it will be that it is in their gene. But I don't think we should consider people who are privileged to live longer to be witches or wizards. So, in actual fact, it's wrong, and this act should be seized with immediate effect and allow us respect our aging and our needs. We should be known as a country that have people who live longer than anyone who tries to live longer among us will kill a person because we want a person to die. So that is my opinion about it. Copy their lifestyles, because we ourselves are the people that are worried, cry and feel really bad if someone young dies early. What are the kind of things that they live that has caused their early deaths? We must know. So these ones live longer. There are traces of instances and various factors that has helped the person to live longer.
Upon conducting my investigation, it was discovered that out of every 100 women accused of witchcraft in Ghana, particularly in the northern regions, the majority of them, 90%, are widows. Additionally, a smaller percentage of 10% are still in marriages where they reside with their vulnerable husbands. During my visit, I had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Fatih Abigail, the Executive Director of Widows and Orphan Movement, an organization which is dedicated to the well-being of widows in the Upper East region. Unfortunately, her disclosure about the treatment of these marginalized groups is deeply concerning.
So many widows go through a number of funeral rites. However, these funeral rites usually are structured in a way that ritualists claim that they are testing to see if the widow is responsible for her husband's death. In other instances, they claim that they are trying to disfigure her so that her deceased husband doesn't recognize her, and then resultantly leading to her death. Now, most of these rites that they do, they claim that either the woman was unfaithful to the man, which would have resulted in the man's death, or the woman is a witch and that is why she's bad luck and it has led to the husband's death. But we all know that as a human being, once you lose a loved one, you become traumatized, you have to mourn. And the mourning process, people mourn differently. And so as a widow, if you are mourning and the way you mourning looks out of the ordinary to people, then they assume that you are responsible for your husband's death, and by so doing you are a witch.
Despite progress and modernization, the belief in witchcraft remains deeply ingrained and continues to affect communities across the country, especially in the northern regions. Seeking to investigate the authenticity of certain witchcraft accusations, I traveled to Pelungu, a community located in the Nabdan district of the Upper East region. It was there that I had the opportunity to converse with Madam Kolama, a woman who had been wrongly charged with practicing witchcraft by a fellow community member. Based on a statement made by a church prophet, Madam Kolama recounted her experience of being summoned to the chief palace, where she was informed that the prophet had accused her of conniving with her accuser's mother's in-law to bewitch the accuser's son.
You have been accused before as a witch. Tell us what happened.
I was in my room when some group of individuals came to inform me that my presence was needed at the chief's palace. Upon arriving, I found 6 people and a pastor waiting for me. The chief explained that a lady had reported her mother-in-law for allegedly spiritually bewitching her son and bringing him to me. They also accused me of spiritually bewitching the chief and a member of the king's men. I strongly denied these accusations, as I had no knowledge of any such events. The lady claimed that it was the pastor who had prophesied this to her in church, and she further alleged that she had witnessed her mother-in-law bewitching her son and bringing him to me.
The story of Madam Kolama reveals a concerning trend in our communities, where churches and religious leaders who are meant to be positive influences are inadvertently contributing to the rise of witchcraft accusations. Within the Upper East region, there are numerous counterfeit pastors, prophets, and malams who forcefully label individuals as witches or wizards during their prophecies. This unfounded labeling leads to conflicts within households and communities. I engaged the Anglican Bishop of Tamale Diocese, Right Reverend Dennis Debukari Tong.
If you take the Bible, especially the Old Testament, for example, there was no time that God gave a prophecy to any prophet without a solution. Each time God gave a prophecy, He will tell you what the solution is. Or He will tell this person he should do this or he should do that. And then there can be a change. I believe in that one. But where again you accuse somebody of being a witch and you have no power to deliver that person, then you have no business accusing that person. If you are accusing the person, then the God who revealed that to you should give you the power to deliver that person. Then the prophecy is complete. But if you fail to deliver that person, then I will have my doubts whether the person actually was what you said or it is your own making or your own thinking.
Yes, in response to an issue that some of this accusation about these alleged witches and witch wizards are at times emanates from the churches, especially the prophets and what have we, who always tell their members that this person is responsible for your predicament. This is why things are not going on with you. I wouldn't want to say totally it is not true. In some essence, it is happening.
The prevalence of witchcraft accusations is well known in religious practices across Ghana, particularly in the northern region. These accusations are not limited to a specific religious group. Both Muslims, Christians, and traditionalists are involved. To gather insight into Islamic perspective on witchcraft accusations, I had the opportunity to speak with Sheikh Omar Yusuf, the chief imam of the Upper East region.
Witchcraft is something that one cannot say it does not exist. It is there. Our Holy Prophet says in this one of the tradition, the hadith, that al-ayn haqqun, that witchcraft is reality. But the issue is that if maybe somebody is found being bewitched, how do you treat it? That is the issue. We don't have to take laws into our hands. That is why we have the police service, we have the chiefs, we have religious leaders. All these people are people that can handle these matters. Because normally, how do you measure somebody to tell him that he's a witch? You can't measure it. You cannot. So the Quran condemns taking laws into our hands and then killing people for undue issues. When you claim that somebody is a witch, at least the chief is there. Sometimes when it is found that real,
the victim is not to be killed.
In an attempt to understand the emotional experience of Mr. Sapak Sampana, a husband of Madam Kolama, a Pelungu woman forcefully accused of witchcraft by a church prophet, we dive into the challenges faced by men. He candidly expresses his deep and heartfelt emotion surrounding this distressing situation.
I wasn't a happy man seeing people accuse my wife as a witch. It was a very painful experience for me. I have married my wife long, and since then, we have been together in peace. I didn't know my wife to be a witch. Each time I moved out and people are passing unnecessary comments about my wife of being a witch, it makes me very sad.
Nabasalifo Alimiyarum, the paramount chief of the Bongo traditional area, expressed his strong disapproval of lynching incidents. He advocates for educating chief on alternative ways to address accusations of witchcraft in order to prevent cases from escalating into acts of violence. Nabasalifo Alimiyarum believes that by properly sensitizing chiefs and helping them understand appropriate approaches, the issue can be effectively addressed.
If we are able to hold proper sensitization, at least the chiefs are made to understand that they have their traditional routine. For me like this, when people they bring somebody that is a witchcraft and insist that I should give them the chance to go for a tribal ordeal. It is from the tribal ordeal that brings about the lynching. I don't agree. Tell them that it's not allowed. By law, they are not allowed to send people for a tribal ordeal, especially on witchcraft cases. So I don't agree. You see, as a way of avoiding the issue of maybe tension that can lead to lynching, we need to let the people understand that whether we like it or not, God created everybody and created other people to do witchcraft and created other people who are not witchcraft.
One of the most frequently asked questions by citizens is whether Ghana has any constitutional provisions to address cases of witchcraft accusations against minority groups in our community. People are curious about what the law says about dealing with witchcraft accusations. Recently, we had the opportunity to engage the regional director of SHRA, lawyer Jalauddin, who provided some valuable insight on the topic.
You won't find a specific law that is talking about or dealing with witchcraft accusation. I think that is even one of the reasons why Parliament of Ghana, through some members of Parliament initiating a private members bill, said that we will have a specific law that deals with witchcraft accusation and its associated issues. Like I said earlier, if we take the criminal code, a specific provision that comes close to dealing with witchcraft is section 315 that talks about trial by ordeal, and it says that the trial by the ordeal of saucewood, isubine, or other poison, boiling oil, fire, immersing in water, or exposure to the attacks of crocodile or any other wild animals, or by an ordeal which is likely to result in the death or bodily injury to a party to the proceedings is unlawful. So this is what is closer.
However, in response to the rise in attack and human rights violations resulting from witchcraft accusations, Ghana's parliament recently approved the Criminal Offences Amendment Bill of 2022, which aims to outlaw such accusations. The objective of the bill is to amend the Criminal Offences Act of 1960, Act 29, in order to prohibit individuals from acting as witch doctors or witch finders, as well as to forbid the declaration, accusation, naming, or labeling of anyone as a witch. The bill also covers related matters pertaining to witchcraft accusations. The private members bill, which was sponsored by Mr. Francis Xavier Kojo Sosu, the Member of Parliament representing Madina, and others, after being passed by Parliament, was sent to the President for his approval. However, there has been a delay and some concerns have emerged between the Speaker of Parliament and the Presidency regarding the progress of the bill. On November 27th, the Speaker expressed frustrations at the lack of response from the Presidency, stating that the House had not received any communication regarding the bill. According to constitutional provisions, once a bill is passed by Parliament and sent to the President had 14 days to either approve or provide response to the bill. The Speaker raised concern about the absence of any memorandum from the President for over 2 months. In light of this, the Speaker has requested that the matter be removed from the order paper in order to address the issue.
I should be taken off the order paper. I call that this was a private member's bill that was taken through and passed. I call that it was authenticated by the clerk and copies were sent to His Excellency for assent. After the constitutional period elapsed, I did officially communicate to His Excellency, draw his attention to the pendency of the matter before him. We haven't received any communication from them. I've been called to accept that the item will find space on our order paper. And so I'm directing the table office to take that item off the order paper. The procedure is clearly spelled out in the Constitution. That procedure should be followed. I so direct.
Honorable Haruna Idrisu criticized the President's action, stating that it goes against the Constitution.
How many days since the clerk authenticated in your words this particular bill of amendment to the Witchcraft Act? And Mr. Speaker, I'm raising this issue because this House should not ever set a precedent where the President refuses to assent to a bill, can walk away as if that he has the mandate and authority to do so. If he owes this House fidelity to the provisions of Article 1 of the Constitution. Other than that, Mr. Speaker, some important bills tomorrow may pass and the President will walk this wrong path. It's wrong unconstitutionally. He has no reason. If he has reason, he must write to you formally. That is why, Mr. Speaker, even when bills are passed, I should recognize the leader of government business and the table. They normally will work out the I's, the dots before it goes to the Speaker for assent.
Honorable Atofosin, the minority leader, also highlighted the constitutional violation and urged the Parliament to take necessary action.
The Witchcraft Bill was approved by this House months ago. Mr. Speaker, these are bills that I have personally, and I'm aware that the bill after approval, after passage by this House, was sent to the President months ago, Mr. Speaker. It's almost 2 months now. So clearly, Mr. Speaker, there is a constitutional breach, and this House must take steps to deal with the constitutional breach that we have seen on the criminal amendment bill and that of the witchcraft amendment bill. Mr. Speaker, it's important that we take steps to deal with that.
While the majority leader, Honorable Oseche Mensah Bonsu, cited the Speaker's request to remove the matter from the order paper, he mentioned that major issues arose in Parliament after the bill's passage, which were communicated to the President. He also mentioned that they are awaiting a conversation between the President and the Speaker.
Speaker, I agree with your observation and maybe the justification provided by the member for Tamar. Mr. Speaker, what happened, and I've had cause to discuss this with this after the passage of the bill. The usual things that we came back and going through it, we saw the major that is from Parliament, and then we had some conversation with the Speaker. And I also informed the President that there are fundamental issues with the bill which has been passed by Parliament. which prompted the president to indicate that you will then have to have some conversation with the speaker on this matter.
Lawyer Jalaluddin, the director of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SRAJ, in the Upper East region, highlighted the lack of provisions in Ghana's constitution to address witchcraft accusations. He discussed the dilemma faced by victims of such accusations and emphasized the importance of taking appropriate steps to seek justice when they feel attacked by accusers.
A person who directs or controls or presides at a trial by ordeal which is unlawful commits a second-degree felony. What it means is that if the one who is supposed to cast or tell that you are a witch or you are a wizard, then the one who pretends, let's say they go to either a Tendana or a chief palace or wherever they go, they converge, and this person then comes to do his own things and now say that somebody is a witch. That person who sits in or who supervises it has also committed an offense for which his punishment falls under what we call the second-degree felony. If somebody is accused as a witch, whether they beat the person or not, we can still find ways of taking the perpetrators on to ensure that the right thing is done and these things are punished to scare those who may want to go in that line to accuse people as witches. Like our law does not specifically recognize a witch, but if somebody is accused as a witch, I will suggest that the person does sit among these people, said that at the end of the day he or she will be lynched and will then be lamenting. Immediately you foresee that this is what is about happening, the victim should just run to the police station straight away to go and report. That's one. 2, the victim can equally go to the court. 3, the victim can come to charge because they may be perpetrating both criminality and abusing the person's rights. So when the person comes to report to charge, we will look at the complaint. Those issues that borders on criminality, we will let the police take that aspect and conduct their investigations and prosecute that person. Those that borders on human rights, then we will also conduct our investigations, and when we conclude, then we now take the necessary step or the necessary remedy that the person deserves. At the end of the day, if a person is accused as a witch, while in fact the person is not a witch, the one who accused this other person may also can also be taken on in the court for defamation.
Nyempoka Kena, a 67-year-old woman, was brutally attacked and killed in June 2017 at the Pelungu market in the Nabdam district of the Upper East region. An enraged mob accused her of practicing witchcraft and blamed her for causing harm to the people in the community. This incident sparked considerable controversy, leading to the arrest of more than 63 suspects simultaneously. Curious about the impact of Kena's tragic demise, I paid a visit to her family, aiming to learn how they received the devastating news 7 years ago. Brother Atia, let us know, how are you related to Mama Kena?
I'm
Kena Yempoka is my sister. Her father was the elder to my father. We are siblings but with different father and mother. When they accused her of being a witch and lynched her at Pelungu market, I became so shocked and pained because I don't know my sister to be a witch as accused by her killers. We missed her so much.
Lani ayele bagi badem yelala. Lama ya boba. Ya moni la pazi ba na wolinye. Bang yele nira serembane.
Even I would like to offer a suggestion to the community and individuals residing in Upper East. Instead of resorting to lynching whenever someone is accused of witchcraft, it is important to conduct a thorough investigation to determine the guilt or innocence of the accused person. It is not uncommon for people to be falsely accused and harmed due to personal grudges or hatred.
There is a significant presence of soothsayers, fetish priests, fraudulent pastors and prophets in the region, who play a crucial role in identifying and accusing individuals of practicing witchcraft. During my travels to Yua, a community within the Navrongo Central, I had the opportunity to interact with Bagnaba, Kariba. I would want to know the role of soothsayers in pronouncing our old ladies and old men as alleged witches.
Are yele mengre. Oye betiti lare tumaziana. Fine. Yele mengre. Man choko yi menga. De nerbala me lani wong ta gan ar kong zo pa ho. Hon pa alenta do hoziana. An pa bina apa hayala seba mi.
To.
Engala pa yangala pon tara zebra. Yire.
In society, we have people that are to live long and we also have people who don't live long. So, if someone is aging, people always declare such person a witch. Because they think people are dying in the house and the old lady is still alive. He is supposed to be a witch. People should know that, if God gives you 10 days, you will only have 10 days to live. Such accusation is not the best. People should stop such practice so that there will be peace in both family and community. Let me use this opportunity to advise the soothsayers. Those who are doing false prophecies should stop. They do it out of poverty and out hungry for money.
In the northern region, there are well-known fetish priests called Atigaris and Nanajendus. These individuals, often referred to as witch doctors or finders, they are believed to have significant powers to heal individuals with spiritual health issues. However, their practices sometimes result in more harm than good, particularly in relation to their involvement in accusing individuals of witchcraft and administering concussions to those accused. Moving on, I had the opportunity to meet Atigari, Rita, Adugbire in the Zaro community.
When someone is bewitched and they are brought to us for help, our main focus is always on the healing and well-being of the person affected, rather than seeking out the witch responsible for the spell. We do not randomly accuse individuals, especially the elderly, of being witches. It is the witches themselves who come to us for treatment. We understand that witches can come in all ages and sizes, and our duty remains solely on healing the person in need. However, if our deities choose to search for the witch and bring them to us, we will not reject their intervention.
I continued my journey to Sirugu, a community in the Katsina Nankana West district of the Upper East region, where I had the opportunity to meet with Nana Jendu, another fetish priestess known for possessing great spiritual powers in matters of health. During my visit, she graciously shared her process with me. We want to find out how is Nana Jendu addressing the issue of witchcraft if a case is reported to her.
Hana mama yele mengre masene teberme. De nzuwa ma tebre sunsun po won tanga na yongo. De makata won yoko so la menga ha nyoka nira tangana won nyoka yi. Tangana won nyoka ta de ka noriti nga enga na wana.
As I am here, if they brought a person who is allegedly accused of being a witch, I cannot on my own decide what to do the person. I will only talk to the shrine by letting him know that the people brought the person saying she is a witch and I don't know how to handle the case. So, after speaking to the shrine will be the one to find the solution. A large number of people have sought refuge here and we have successfully provided assistance to them. Additionally, some individuals attend church where they often claim that their family members have put a spell on them. It is unfortunate that many churches are responsible for fueling accusations of witchcraft. As individuals who hold strong religious beliefs, we do not engage in such accusations.
The forefront of every witchcraft accusation and lynching incidents in Ghana is taken by the youths who actively participate in the mob attack against the elderly. I had a conversation with Francis Adingo, the youth president of the Upper East region, who also took the opportunity to advise the youths.
Let's assume that you take care of a child becomes a prominent person and is able to take care of you at your old age, and only to be lynched by some people claiming that you are a witch or a wizard. I think it's not acceptable. And don't forget that our old men and women are the wisdom pot in our homes. And so if we begin to lose them, then the center cannot hold. And so I think that as youth, as community leaders, let's put our heads together. And on this edge, I will call on all the stakeholders, especially the chiefs, our traditional rulers. We respect them so much. They should always. And if they have such barbaric laws and customs, I think that it's time we should get into such communities and do away with such laws. And also, assembly members must take keen interest in this, because they are the frontliners. Any community you enter, you have to meet him as an opinion leader. And there's nothing like that will be happening in the community. And assembly member will tell you that he or she is not aware.
Widows in Ghana are disproportionately affected by false accusations of witchcraft. During my visit to the Nyobare community in the Nabdam district, I encountered a group of widows who expressed their strong dissatisfaction with these issues.
Our house here, accusation has not taken place. But we have witnessed that in the New Bear community. There was a woman in this community who was accused of being a witch. After accusing her, they sent her away from the community for so many years, and since then, the woman is still away. My own daughter married, and they accused her of being a witch, and she told them she is not a witch. They later sent her to a juju place and accused her of bewitching her own son, and she disagreed. So, as she was returning during one of the rainy seasons, couldn't cross the flood water, and she fell inside and died.
I think they should let the youth understand that they one day grow to those ages that they are accusing the people of. Even especially in the local houses like this, when young people are dying, the old ladies and the old men are alive. They are being accused of using the young ones in exchange of their life. How is that possible?
What I have to say to my people is, whatever happens on earth happens as a result of God's plan. So no one should blame someone for somebody's death to the extent that you come in to lynch that fellow. It will mean you are also killing. If you are against killing and you are killing, where are you now? So I want to advise my youth, my people, to desist from that action. It's a bad one. It is uncalled for. It's not lawful. We should try and stop it. Whenever a misfortune happens, I know it's painful, but we have to cry to our God. He is the giver and He is the taker.
When I look at the whole situation, I realize that the youth have a major role to play in this matter. I'm a youth myself. I realize that it is the core place we have to work. Because when you look at those that are always causing this problem, beating these type of people, the women and the men that are alleged as witches, it is the youth. When you trace to their background, as I sit in my traditional council, I realize that some of these people grow up within themselves without having a motherly or fatherly love.
In terms of this witchcraft accusations that they accuse, I don't think Islam will have something like that saying that so is a witch, so you can lynch or you can just punish him. We don't have that law in Islam.
Yeah, the law is clear. When it comes to issues of crime, the law is clear what a crime is. Causing harm to anybody to the point of the person losing his or her life is criminal. So there's no two ways about it. Once you have caused harm to somebody, you have killed another person, you have to face the full rigors of the law. So the law is clear. What we need to do is to get our criminal justice system working efficiently and effectively. What do I mean by that? The police service must be proactive in investigating such matters, in getting the culprits, in bringing them before courts. The judiciary must also swiftly deal with those matters and exact the appropriate punishment.
I would like to congratulate and to associate myself with those who are doing their best, who are fighting to stop this barbaric, satanic case that we are propagating, namely killing people supposed to be witches. It is barbaric, anti-satanic, and it is uncultural. Never have we started to kill people because they are witches. Imagine if you came to my house to attack my mother, I will shoot you. You will never do that to my mother. You are only looking for poor women who have nobody to defend them and to declare that they are witches, and they are killed.
The Talensi district in the Upper East region has a history of witchcraft accusations. In June 2017, an evangelist was sent to prison for forcefully accusing and detaining 3 individuals as witches in the Dusi community. In August 2022, 6 people were arrested and placed in police custody for the alleged murder of 2 elderly individuals believed to be witches and wizards. During our visit to the Bare Chief Palace, the Nyankoro Mante and his elders shared their perspectives.
We are very grateful for you taking this bold initiative and decision to see how best we can curb this menace, which is bothering the whole of the area and Ghana at large. I'm not sure that it is the best way to go by accusing people and lynching them at the end of the day, which we do not have any scientific proof that Mr. A or Mrs. B is a witch or wizard. These are mere allegations, not backed by any law of this country. So once you lynch somebody just because you suspect the person to be a witch or wizard, it goes against the laws of this country. I think this is something we should all preach to the whole world, so that people, especially the youth, should desist from indiscriminately killing people for nothing.
As a traditional leader and the paramount chief of the Talensi traditional area, I would like to let you know that we in the paramount do not accept any unfounded allegation against any individual within the community.
All 6 witches camps in Ghana are situated in the northern regions of the country. This raises question of why such coincidence exists. Is it possible that NGOs are exploiting this situation?
The increase in trying to express the need for liberties and rights as far as the witches' home is concerned has been escalated recently. Historically, there were isolated incidences of homes of protection for marginalized groups such as those labeled as witches. But now the thing is manifesting seriously. And I think not only NGO but also a bit of government action or policies have propelled it further. For the Gambaga witches' home, one of the first ladies made it his attention and went and made quite a significant investment of facilities there. So it became interesting to hype the issue of witches camp, paint it as negative as possible in order to source for funds. And it has now, for me, it has now become a sort of cash cow where NGOs leverage and use it to access funds.
Despite extensive efforts to engage Ghana Police Service in an important public awareness campaign regarding the safety of the elderly, The Upper East Regional Police Command, through the IGP, did not comply with our request for an interview with the regional commander. We followed the proper procedures, submitting a letter to the regional headquarters on September 19, 2023. Unfortunately, after visiting the Upper East Regional Police Commander 12 times, we were informed that the commander could not speak without orders from the IGP. We wrote another letter directly to the IGP, which was submitted by a partner in Accra. Despite this persistent effort, the Ghana police denied us the opportunity to discuss our concerns. However, it is important to note that past police judgment on witchcraft lynching incidents indicates that the police do not condone individuals taking the law into their own hands. In a publication online, the police administration warned the general public against participating in or condoning acts of lynching. After engaging with individuals from various backgrounds for this documentary, I have noticed that poverty is a major contributing factor to witchcraft accusations, particularly in the northern regions of Ghana. Many communities have been left behind in terms of development, leading to such beliefs. There is a commonly held saying that an idle man is a devil workshop. To address this issue, there is a pressing need for more education and awareness campaign throughout the country, especially in the northern regions. It is crucial to reach out to schools and focus on young people in order to combat witchcraft accusations and prevent the lynching of innocent elderly individuals. In addition, religious institutions such as churches and mosques should be involved with the cooperation of their leaders to preach against these accusations and mob attacks. Furthermore, it is important to educate and sensitize traditional leaders, including chiefs, tindamas, fetish priests and priestess, malam, pastors, prophets, and soothsayers on the serious implications of witchcraft accusations and mob violence. While the witchcraft bill is currently facing challenges in Parliament, there are calls for local assemblies to establish bylaws that specifically address perpetrators of these crimes at the district level. This documentary, titled The Horrors of Witchcraft Accusation, was sponsored by the Minority Right Group with support from media platform on environment and climate change, MPEC. These are the aged in the community. They are the people that suffer lynching as far as accusations of alleged witchcraft is concerned. They are the vulnerable in the community. Majority of them have no one to be on their side when these issues of accusation arose in our community. They are the minority in the community. They have no one to speak for them. They have no one to care for them in times of this need. But today, we are here to support them. We need their old age to survive as community members. We need their old age to survive as a region. We need their old age to survive as a country. Why killing them in the name of tagging them as witches and wizards?